Hey guys, we're just out here enjoying some good old Southwest boondocking, and I thought I'd go through and give you a list of all the gadgets we've acquired and used to help make our boondocking a little easier, a little more convenient. So let's go through some of the mods I've made and some of the gadgets we've purchased to help with dry camping and boondocking with the RV. It's definitely one of the favorite things we do. Well, first thing you want to do is get yourself one of these good little hound dogs. That way no sausages or big hunks of cheese will ever sneak up on you. Here's a handy mod I did to help extend our stay when boondocking. Usually carry a couple jugs of water. For instance, here's a 6.5 gallon. So what I did is when I changed out my water pump in the rig, I used to have this pump in. It's quite a noisy little one. It's a flow jet. Swapped mine out for a little higher quality pump. Anyway, I saved it, and then I used an old water hose and set up this system so I can pump from a jug right into my rig. Or if a friend has like a big water, some people carry big water tanks on their rigs or whatever. I may in the future get myself a water bladder too, but this works out good. And then I soldered on a cigarette lighter, 12-volt socket. Now I can plug it into my battery booster here. So I'll just turn that on. And you can hear it pumping away. So it doesn't take long. Helps fill up our fresh water. It's handy if we're running out and we just need to pump in a bit to make it one more day. See it go. Doesn't take long. So there you go. That's a cool mod. You find anything, Angie? Another gadget I have for water is called the Water Bandit. I've also seen them called a water thief. And what they are designed to go onto a stripped spigot, or so I've been into some parks and stuff where they don't have threads on their spigot. So this thing will go on and create a good seal for you. And I also carry 100 feet of hose. So I have my normal freshwater hose and my old retired freshwater hose, and then I have a 50-foot hose I use for washing the rig. So I got 25, 25, and 50. So I can go 100 feet or more, and then with this helps me acquire water. So that's one thing about boondocking, is getting fresh water. Sometimes I'll be allowed to hook up to a water faucet at a fuel station or something, but it's around back or in a hard place. So rather than squeeze the rig in, I can hook up a long hose and steal some water. I also figured out a good place to store it, so I'll always remember it. This is my outside shower for the rig. Sticker on there, I always know where it is. Next, a couple power mods I made. Of course, I have the 400 watts on the roof, but recently made myself a ground panel. So that's beneficial because I can move it around and point it as the sun as it goes across the horizon, catch the early morning sun, late evening sun, get just a little more energy. So I use my ladder to support this one, and I just use a little cargo strap just in case it gets super windy so it doesn't blow forward and fall on its face and damage it. But that gets us a little more energy. So I used, I'll give a link to the post on it, but I used a fairly heavy power cord, and I have a plug here in the front to plug it in. Then it runs in through the rig and hooks into the other solar panels coming into my my charge controller there. Another one I did was to get a little better generator charging, because the original converter in this rig's not very good. I still use it on full hookups where I don't really need But to get a really good charge using a generator, I mounted this IntelliPower charge converter, and I can get max amps out of that. It's a 60 amp charger, so works really well. It also has a manual override, so you can boost the voltage up. Just gets you a nice quick charge. I'll use that when the batteries are really run down. In the morning I'll run the generator for an hour or two and get a good charge on the solar before the solar panels take over. Normally though, we don't run down the batteries much more than 85%, so solar can usually do it, but you know, clouds come and go. So that's hooked into my battery system, and then I ran the input wire for this charger. Let's go over here. You can see I put in a port here so I can plug my extension cord right into it, and then I can run the generator anywhere I want. Works out really well. Because when we're boondocking, we'll get off grid, sometimes we'll be out of cell range and not be able to get onto the internet or get calls in and out sort of thing. So I keep a few good old school gadgets around for just in case. A couple long range walkie-talkies. This comes in handy when one of us goes out hiking or something, so we can stay in touch. Also with several channels, so you never know in an emergency I might be able to pick up somebody. So those are just a couple handhelds, and I keep a good quality radio with emergency weather band on it. So this one's a sea crane, gets really good reception. It's like your standard FM band. AM, especially at night, you can pick up AM really well, pretty well anywhere, so you can get news from the outside world. It's also got a ham band, VHF band, so sometimes that's interesting. At night you can listen to the guys yabbering on. And most importantly, it's got a good weather band with alert on it, so you can just have that off, but the alert is ready to come on just in case it can warn you of bad weather coming in. Another communication gadget I carry is a Handheld CB. Not too many people use them these days, but there's always the emergency channel, channel 9. You might be able to get a message out if we were in trouble. Also, it's handy for communicating with other buddies when we're out boondocking. We can get a hold of each other and stuff like that. I use it a lot of times on the roadways, listen to the truckers, get traffic reports. Just a handy little gadget to have. So inside the rig here, one of my favorite gadgets for boondocking is this, they call it a Big Buddy heater. So that's a propane radiant heater, and I have that plumbed into my rig here. I can pull out a cord or a hose, and that gives LP gas quick connection to my Buddy heater. We fire that up at night after it gets dark and cools down and we need some heat, and throws out plenty of heat, and it's dead silent, nice radiant heat. So love my Buddy heater. Thumbs up on that. And a couple other things to make it nice at night when we're sitting in here. Also save power. We have some, these are LED candles that just run on batteries, so kind of gives you a little mood lighting. I don't know if you can see that in the light, but there's different colors. This makes it nice at night in here. And I also have a solar lantern. It's a blow-up solar lantern, so you blow that up, you leave this in the sun during the day, and then it has all sorts of colors at night. Kind of nice. Maybe I'll wait till it gets dark in here at night, and I'll show you our mood lighting with our little Buddy heater going. It's kind of nice. Okay, two more gadgets here have to do with checking levels. One is our water tanks. This SeeLevel tank monitor I installed for myself has been super handy. So the main one that I'm interested in is this freshwater level. You see 29%. It replaced a panel that only had 4 lights, empty, full, 2/3, 1/3. So this one drops in 4% increments, so I get 25 different levels, and that's really comes in handy, so I know exactly how much fresh water we have left, and you know when it's time to go and refill the tank so we don't run out of fresh water. Let's go in the bathroom here where I have another of my favorite gadgets, and that's my battery monitor. So you can see we're actually at 100% here right now, but it gives me voltage and current and percentage of battery, a bunch of other stuff too. That's a Trimetric brand. Another good brand is, I think it's a Victron, something like that, but they come in really handy so you know exactly what's going on with your battery banks. Tells me current in and out and total amp hours, that type of stuff. So super handy. I'd really recommend that if you're going to do any type of dry camping. First thing to install is a good quality battery monitor. 3 more boondocking gadgets I've installed to make life a little easier are on the roof. First we have the Wi-Fi booster. You can see those 3 antennas there. That helps me pick up long-range Wi-Fi. Doesn't help much way out here in the country, but sometimes if I'm boondocking at a casino or some type of parking lot, I can pick up some free Wi-Fi with that. And further down the roof you'll see the trucker antenna, that black one there. That really comes in handy when I'm doing rural boondocking because it helps me bring in cell phone signals from a long way off. So that's been really good. Inside there's an amplifier that the antenna picks that up, and it goes into what's called the WeBoost 4G-X amplifier, and that really boosts up the cell signals. I can go from barely anything to really strong. And finally, it's kind of a fun gadget, but my flagpole, that's really come in handy a few times when we've been hiking. We're coming back from a long hike, and usually the first thing we see is the flag. We know where the rig is if we're lost. I've actually had hikers come up to me and say, you know, thanks for your flag, you saved us. We were like looking over the horizon trying to find where we were, and when we saw the flag we knew exactly where we were. And also if I'm boondocking with a lot of rigs, like, you know, you go to quartzsite, it's just a mass of rigs. If I'm driving in, I can actually find my rig. Well, thanks for watching my gadget and mods, boondocking gadget and mods video. Just getting ready to hit the hay. Beagle's all sacked out. Got the buddy heater warming us up in here. Our nice lantern and candles setting the mood. Thanks for watching. Till next time, this is Ray from loveyourrv.com. Cheers, everyone.